Hello and welcome to Disc Review, the show where we talk about a different album each week. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about ELIO'S Inferno, the brand new ELIO album that just came out. So Matt, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we're big fans of ELIO as an artist. We've followed a lot of her work. This is a brand new album. I think we're both hyped to get more music. She's been dropping tons of singles. I know this is the way people release music now. It's a lot of singles, one at a time. You don't really know what they're building towards as much sometimes. I didn't really know what direction she was going. Was she doing another album? I wasn't sure. But yeah, this is a full-length album, and I was a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, I same way, like, when she was releasing those singles, and I didn't even really know if she was going to do an album or if those singles were just singles or what, but I was pretty excited when she announced that she was gonna be doing this new album, and I just barely checked her like monthly listeners count, and I don't know if you remember this, but when we reviewed her last album, she had less than 1 million.
Really?
Yeah, less than, it was 900,000 monthly listeners. She's got like 2.5 million right now.
Almost
so not even
here.
In the space of like 6 months.
Really impressive. I'm wondering what is doing that, what songs. I'm assuming a lot of the stuff from the album we reviewed, ELIO and Friends, with the collabs, like, just probably going a long way, getting more. I mean, that's how I found out about her. I knew No Rome. I believe I said it on the last episode, but I knew No Rome. I see a song from him. It's featuring some other people. I check them out. I think that's one thing that I think a lot of artists have realized in the way music works nowadays is do those collabs. Get your Spotify artist page is crossing over with fans. I mean, it's a huge, really important thing to do nowadays, and people are taking advantage of that. I'm seeing so many collabs, and honestly, they're fun to listen to, so I'm liking it.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, collabs are so important if you're growing your audience, and I think another reason she's getting so big is she's been doing a lot of touring. I see that she's touring with artists that are bigger than her, so she's like opening, and I think that's got to be a huge help. Before we talk about the songs, though, I want to talk about this album art here. Is this not some of the most fire album art you've ever seen?
I was gonna say this if you didn't. This is one of my favorite cover arts in a long time. I just think it's so cool.
It's really cool.
It's channeling an intentional, really cheap looking energy, but it's not, like, it's obviously on purpose. And I just think the whole thing is done really well. I like the poses. I like the really fake looking fire effects,
Yeah.
and the curtain, and just everything is framed super well. I like the kind of, like, the posing kind of reminds you of religious art. I know that's got to be intentional.
I'm sure, yeah,
and it fits the theme of, well, not really a theme, but just the title of the record. And I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, well, anything else you want to talk about before we jump into these songs here?
No, let's just jump into the tracks.
All right, well, first song we got Inferno, which is obviously an intro track. It's only a minute long, exactly a minute, and I think it's really fun, actually. It's got great energy. It opens up the album really well. It's got significantly less streams, but that's to be expected with, openers, intros type songs. So I think that that's warranted, but it's still really cool, and I think that it sets it off well.
Yeah, I like the song a lot. I thought I had a ton of fun with it. It sets that style if you're not already familiar with her. I mean, this is one of the highest energy songs on the track, but I still think it kind of gets you, like, to expect a lot of, loose, fast lyrics, kind of some attitude, especially on some of the other songs. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the same style that she did in her last album, but in my opinion, I think a lot of the songs here are more refined than her last one. I think that you can definitely see more of her personality poking through on these songs. I don't know if did she do this one on a record label? Do you know?
I didn't even check. No.
Well, the reason I asked that is because of the next song, which is Typecast. And to me, this song kind of sounds like, a song telling off record labels, or like anyone telling her that she has to write songs a certain way. And in my opinion, I don't love this song. I think that it channels some energy that's not really, you don't see it much throughout the rest of the album. It's kind of a one and done. And I kind of skip it just because it doesn't pull off the same vibe as the rest of the album. I mean, maybe you have a different opinion. I also, I mean, lots of bands or artists will do this where they'll write a song, they'll break free from their record label finally that's been holding them hostage, and they write a song basically telling them off. And I like to picture those record labels like dudes in suits just like crying while listening to these mean songs while wiping their tears away with
I don't even know if they
giant
listen to
wads of
any
cash.
of the songs. Whether or not it's pro or against the record they're on.
I don't think so.
I never really gave much thought to like what she was targeting. I did assume it was about, someone wanting her to make certain kind of music. And I know we've talked about songs that kind of are giving the same sentiment of like, I'm going to make whatever I want. Yeah, it's just not like, there's so many other catchy songs on this record I like.
I agree.
I like better. I'll listen to this one sometimes, but it's definitely not my favorite just because it's not as catchy. It's mainly trying to be, more of an edgy song with a certain style that I don't usually listen to. And for that reason, I really like this next song, which is New and Improved. Another low stream count song. I guess it's probably just not as flashy as some of the other ones, but this is more my style. Especially coming off that last song, I just really enjoyed this one. It's kind of understated, mellow, but it's got a bunch of different sections that keep me from getting bored. Like there's a part where it slows down and goes acoustic, and there's just some great melodies here.
Yeah, this song sounds the most like her last record to me. I don't know if you felt the same way. It very much sounds like Elio and Friends, and I do like this one. It's definitely not the flashiest, like you said. It's got more of just a low-key type of energy, but it's really good. I have no problems with it. I think that it should probably deserve some more streams here. This is some very polarizing streams. Like some of them have millions of streams, some of them barely any. And that's kind of interesting to see. All right, well, the next song is Superimpose, and this is definitely my favorite song on the album. I think that it's the most polished pop song she's probably ever put out. It's just got the most catchy hooks and the best sounding instrumental. So I'm excited to see what you say about this, because I think you were saying some of the other singles you preferred. So what do you think about Superimpose?
So this one didn't hook me as a single, but when I went through and listened to it on the record, I agree. This song is really good. I'm struggling to say which one's my favorite because there's a lot of them I like on this record. And, but yeah, just the production on this song is crazy. You're right. It's so polished. All the production here there's a lot of good moments I'll bring up of just stuff that really impresses me of going the extra mile. But yeah, there's just so many like layers of the production on this song. There's like an outro that is like super layered. And yeah, I really like the chorus in the song and the lyrics. This whole song works for me. This one I've had on repeat since I went through this record, and yeah, it's just been really growing on me.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the highest streams, and I think that it's just so you can listen to it over and over. Really, it hits that hard. I think like it's like sexy without being gross, and that's something that I really enjoy about it. Is it it can be fun with it without having to go overboard, and it's just a really professional and polished song.
Yeah.
Then we got 9 Lives, which was another single. Several of these were singles. So Superimpose, 9 Lives, Vitamins, Read the Room, I Love My Brain, all singles, which is quite a bit to put out, especially because it's only a 10-track album here. But 9 Lives is also another really fun one. I like just the premise of like, this being the last chance, and this guy's out, he has messed up too many times. Not 9 times is a lot of chances to give somebody, but it's obviously it's stylized for the song. So what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, this one immediately, the first time I heard it as a single, I was hooked. I just think it's so catchy. I like the lyrics a lot. I think they're fun and unique. Yeah, and I really, the verses to me are just really, really good. And she's just got such a great style. That's really shown well here.
I agree. I think the verses are probably the best part about this song. That moves us to track 6, Vitamins. And Vitamins has another just really fun and wholesome premise. It's just, a love song,
Mm-hmm.
and really catchy chorus. This is one of my favorite choruses on the album here.
Yeah, I think yeah, this is the one I said was my favorite when I was going through it earlier. But yeah, it is so catchy. The bridge in particular, I'm just like I can't believe how every section of the song is this catchy and this good. But just the production on this track is, I think, what elevates it a lot for me. It's got this thumping synth during the stripped down like outro section with like some low pass effects a lot during like the pre-chorus and stuff. Just all these extra little things I think makes this song really cool.
Yeah, Elio definitely has some great synths, and
Mm-hmm.
also like her vocal layering is
Yeah.
top tier. I like a lot of the effects that she uses. A lot of times, like she's using some sort of like auto tune that just sounds really fun and clean. So
Yeah.
I think that that's cool. And then the next song is "Read the Room," and you said that you didn't really like this when it came out, right?
I wasn't hooked by it when it was a single just because it was so different and I like was used to one thing from her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, going back, I was like, I mean, when it's in an album, I think it works a little better because I love when a record takes a break and does something totally different. Uh, and I enjoyed it more packaged as an album for sure. I don't know why, but the verses are good and it has a cool outro.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the reasons that you didn't like it at first are probably the reasons that I did like it. I really liked that it was completely different from anything she had put out before. Um, I follow her on Instagram, and I was watching her Instagram story, and she actually like put clips of this out before she released it. And so I remember just like following along while she was making this song,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of fun for me. But
Yeah,
it's
it is.
definitely got a different vibe, like a more angry, angsty vibe. Uh, so it takes a turn for sure, but I think that that's kind of what Elio's Inferno is here to
Mm-hmm.
do, is give you what you expect, but then also give you little flavors of other things that I expect we'll see more of in the future.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that choice. I think that's artists need to evolve. They shouldn't just keep giving us exactly what we expect. They should be shocking us. So 100%
Right.
right way to do it.
I also think it's very valuable to continue doing some form of your original style,
Yeah.
like moving on and doing bigger and better things, or just something completely different is really important, but also keeping like some sort of core sound throughout it all. I think it's a good thing to string along your listener base through multiple records that all kind of um, lead together like one big journey.
Yeah, I agree. I have a lot of bands I like that while, I like that they're evolving doing things they keep they keep you around with a couple tracks that are their usual style, but they just keep improving that and keep it makes they want to respect their fans and the sound they want, but they also want to do some new things, and I think it's the right way to handle that. Keep everybody happy.
Yeah, the 1975 seems to do that
Yeah,
pretty
they
well,
do.
where
That's my
like
number one
every record they
example.
put out has some songs that are like way out of nowhere and very experimental, but then they always have those, classic
Yep,
singles that come out that are,
exactly what
just
the fans
as
want.
just the
Yeah.
same type. Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to track number 8, "I Love My Brain." This one is probably my least favorite single that
Wow.
came out. I just don't really care too much for the chorus. And I respect the choice she made here. It really like slows it down, especially after like Vitamins, Read the Room were very like pumped up songs, and then I Love My Brain is more chill, and that chorus it feels very slow. But and I can't hate on the message. I mean, it really seems like she is just talking about how she is learning to love herself and the things that make her her. So that's great. It just didn't hook me too much.
Wow, I'm shocked. I mean, this I picked this as the best song on the record. I
Wow.
thought it
Okay.
was I just loved the lyrics. Like you said, I think it was a really cool, idea. and just more awesome production choices. And I just think all of the melodies were really catchy for me, just hooked me immediately. And I didn't listen to this one as a single, I think, at all. I guess I missed this one, but I was just going through the record, and I thought I knew what the good songs are gonna be, but this one caught me off guard.
Yeah, it's always interesting when we have like very
Mm-hmm.
conflicting choices for the best song on the record. And I don't think it's like the worst song. I mean, if I had to pick a worst song, I'd probably pick Typecast. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, it just wasn't one that immediately stuck out to me. The ninth track is Godly Behavior, and this one really came out of nowhere for me. It is very fun, and I kind of, for some reason, um, I expected the album to trail off here, but I really like Godly Behavior. It's got a really interesting flow to it.
Yeah, this is definitely the fun track. Like this is the track I'd want if I'm trying to have some like high energy, you know, some to chant along to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Really catchy chorus.
And then there's one more song, Off My Chest, track 10. This song starts off with a really odd choice, in my opinion. It's kind of Elio just singing to herself.
Yeah,
This
I kind
like
of get the impression she's with somebody, like singing to somebody or something, right? Just like hanging out
well,
with
I
some
mean, yeah,
friends. That's
I
kind of
guess
what I got, but I don't know. I must have just put my own, you know,
either way,
idea in there.
I didn't love it. In fact, I like my first listen through. I think I turned off the song because the beginning is like oddly long and weird.
I just think the
But
rest of the track is so good, though. That's the thing. Like even if I don't think it enhances the song, you know, I just think the rest of the song I really liked. It has like a
yeah,
this like deep voice effect, really loud drums, some chaotic energy at times, and just some of the cool choices I like that she makes. But I mean, yeah, I mean the intro is like not my favorite choice. I'm not super offended by it because, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's a closer track. I usually expect closer tracks to have some kind of, they kind of usually do something interesting like that, something different. But I haven't really looking through the lyrics and seeing like how well I feel like that intro connects to the rest of the song. I wonder if it does.
yeah. I mean, she talks about anxiety in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I think that a lot of this album you can kind of see her struggles with
Yeah,
anxiety. She talks about it pretty openly in several of these songs. Um, and so yeah, I do like the rest of the song, but I think the stream counts kind of reflect this. A lot of people are probably turning it off before they get to the rest of the song.
I could see that because it's by far the lowest count.
Yeah, really low. 21,000 is I mean, I know local homies with 21,000 streams on their stuff, so
Yeah, it's weird because
um
she's a big artist. I don't. I wonder if it's just the way music works nowadays. I mean, you gotta hook them immediately
mhm.
to get
Yeah.
that stream count or to get people engaged. So, but I mean, if you're making an album, she's probably not so worried about that with a track like this. Uh, so I assume it's not too big of a problem.
Well, I assume that none of it's a problem for her because she's got
No.
2.5, almost 3 million monthly listeners. So
Yeah.
I think she's chilling, especially with, I mean, that's a lot of it is recent growth, which is
Yeah.
huge for her. So just to kind of give my thoughts on the album as a whole, I think that Elio's Inferno is a much better album than Elio and Friends. And I really like Elio and Friends. I think that this one just has more of a solid through line. I think that it's got imagery that connects to the lyrics. And I think that, like I said before, you just see more of Elio in this. It's more her. So I really think it's worth listening to.
Yeah, I mean, Elder and Friends to me is more, it is a remix slash collab album. You're right. There's not as much of her in there. I mean, it's her songs, uh, but I think there's a lot of times where people are bringing their own style to it and kind of modifying it a bit, kind of sometimes enhancing it. Especially with the Charlie XCX just boosting those numbers up for sure. She's such a big
Yeah.
artist and does a lot, on that track. Uh, So that to me they're so different. I don't even really want to compare them because this is just like this is a full solo. There's no collabs. This is a full solo album. This is just her. I felt like I got to know her as an artist a lot better with this record, and I really appreciate that. That was a cool choice to just do it all on her own. And yeah, I mean, this is a really impressive record. I'm a big fan. There's a lot of great artistic choices here, and I'm already just so blown away by the level of production quality. She's gonna do some really cool things going forward too.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely the beginning of her career.
Yeah.
This is where I think we're gonna see more stuff like this, more solo stuff, and collabs, I'm sure. But I'd like to see her start doing some headlining tours.
Yeah.
She's done a lot with Charlie XCX, just
Okay.
opening for her. So
Makes sense.
yeah, hopefully we see some Elio tours coming out soon. And who knows, maybe after this review comes out, she'll like some more of my posts.
No, that was funny.
It was my first post too. She had to scroll through all my posts.
I don't know. That's very bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
But there's a video about that, right? If anyone wants to know the rest of the story, there's a story.
Yep.
There on another video. Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of Disc Review. Hope to keep finding more, new artists like Elio to talk about.
For sure. Yep. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.